Artificial intelligence. How do we prepare the next generation in an increasingly AI world? Former spy and CEO Adam Hardage reveals the secrets of what you need to know. My conversation starts right now. Welcome to Conversations. I'm Nancy Brinker. AI is changing the world at an unprecedented rate. It's starting to shift the workforce now, and will soon be facing a very different job market. My guest today is a CEO and former CIA operative who's revealing what it's going to take to succeed in his new book, The Alpha Blueprint: Preparing the Next Generation for an AI Future. I'm pleased to have Adam Hardage join me today. Welcome, Adam.
Thanks, Nancy. I appreciate you having me.
Well, we're delighted you're here. So you're a former spy who's sharing secrets about what it takes to survive in an increasingly AI world. What's the big take-home message?
Well, the big take-home message is that AI is here to stay. And as much as some of us would like to put our head in the sand and act like it's not really a real thing, it is here, and it's something we're going to have to deal with. And so, as we look to it, the question is not how can we avoid the technology? And the question is also not, do I agree with it morally or ethically, or do I oppose it? The question is, how do I learn to use the tools and the technology without being replaced by it? So I need to embrace my God-given creativity, my divine spark, and learn how to not be a copy of a copy. And that's exactly what I go into in the book.
So what inspired you to write this book?
My children. I was sitting here one day. I'm actually filming this from my home office. And it just occurred to me, it dawned on me that, I have a 7-year-old son, I have a 10-year-old daughter. And what do I tell them? Do I tell them to go to college and go work for a Fortune 500 company, to work for 30 years and save up for retirement, to get a 401k and a Roth IRA? I think that system is dead and gone. And AI is replacing jobs faster than companies can come up with new processes for machines to do. And so when I looked at that, I said, well, what do I do as a father, as a parent, to help this next generation stay relevant in a world where it is trying to not just lie to them, but also make them a copy of a copy? And so I said, that's what I'm going to dedicate the rest of my life to, leading this next generation. So not just for my children, but for every one of the alpha generation kids who want to learn how to thrive and not just survive.
So in an AI world, do you see certain types of jobs that are bulletproof? And conversely, what jobs are most at risk?
The jobs that are very much at risk, I think, are kind of the ones that everybody's already thinking about right now. If you're a data entry person, if you're an analyst, if you are someone that processes information, or let's say you're a paralegal, you're doing research, you're a bookkeeper, or even an accountant, I would be polishing up the resume and I would be looking at alternatives. Everybody, the go-to with saying, okay, what is safe is, things like blue collar type work, which is, the last 20 years has been kind of poo-pooed a little bit in our society as, it doesn't reach the standard of we want you to go to college, we want you to get an education, all these things. I think what you're going to see is a resurgence of small town America. I think people that can do things with their hands, that know how to work with machines and tools, and can have real, something that knows how to turn a wrench, knows how to flip a switch, tactile skill sets will be around for a long time, I believe.
Well, there's a lot of tough love in the book, with a message that the cavalry isn't coming to save you. What do you mean by that?
I wish I could paint a rosier picture and say, that the political leaders of the world have got this thing figured out, or that corporate America has the younger generation's best interests at heart. But the reality is that's just not the case. You've got government bureaucrats that don't even understand the technology that they're trying to regulate. You've got the top CEOs and tech entrepreneurs that are creating this stuff, all the while screaming at the top of their lungs, we don't know where this is going to lead or where this is going to go. So when you're faced with that reality, it, I think, is incumbent upon each of us to kind of grow a little thicker skin and realize, okay, maybe I need to look at alternatives for how society has been moving. And maybe we need to start embracing the God-given spark that's in each of us. We need to really understand and learn and know who we are. And we need to maybe learn how to live by faith and family and freedom, frankly.
Well, you encourage people to have a healthy distrust of the information we receive. How do you sift through it all to find the truth? What do we do?
Yeah, so I go into this a little bit in the book, and in fact, the whole first part of the book is broken down into several smaller books in it. And the first book is called The World of Lies, and it is teaching the kids how to spot when they're being manipulated, when they're being lied to, when they are facing a coordinated information operation that's designed to control them or manipulate them. So I lay out some really practical, simple strategies for identifying the truth and understanding how to discern the difference between manipulation and deceit and something that is worth pursuing from a reality and a truth standpoint.
Well, Adam received an endorsement from a pretty big name in conservative circles, former National Security Advisor Lieutenant General Michael Flynn. We'll talk about that relationship next.